So this is your beginner flow, and the whole goal of this class is to help you build strength to get more confident with your yoga practice. So let's have 2 blocks, and let's also have a strap available for your practice. So depending on how comfortable you are sitting flat on the ground, if this is something that makes you pitch forward and it's uncomfortable, I want you to take your block and sit on it on the low level. If you need to amp it up a little bit, you can do that as well. So we're sitting on top of the block. Let's take the heels underneath the knees, and you're crossing roughly at the shin bones so that the legs create a bit of a box shape instead of the heels being close to your body. And then just focus on rooting down into your tailbone, sitting up nice and tall. Let's let the hands rest on the knees. And just take a few minutes to breathe. And as simple as it sounds, breath is the most powerful tool that we can find in this practice. So just big inhale through the nostrils, and back out through your nostrils, exhale. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale. And back out. And 1 more time. Inhale. And out through your mouth. And then come back to the breath in and out through your nose. And whether you're on the ground or on a block, just take the right fingertips behind you. If the ground is too far away, you're going to take your second block and put your hand onto that. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh and push down into that thigh and down into the ground, into the block. So you're just pivoting through your ribs. So the goal, and anytime we twist in yoga, we don't want to twist the lower back. That's what causes pain. You want to lift up into the lung vicinity, into the ribs, and just let like years of stuff that gets jammed into your ribs start to move out. And don't push it as far as you know how. You're just going till you feel a good amount of sensation. And then take a big inhale. Release the twist, exhale. Take that block with you if you're using it. Put it behind you. Right hand goes to the outside of the left thigh. Big inhale, lift up. You keep the spine long. Don't move your hips. Just push into the outer left thigh to revolve your ribs. So it might even feel like you're dragging the right sits bone back to completely level out with the left. And you push down into the ground or down into the block to help stabilize you and lift your heart up as you broaden through your chest. 1 more big breath. And then release your twist. Inhale, go neutral up through center. And then exhale, just start to walk yourself forward. You might not get very far, and if you want to use that second block again, put your hands on the block for support. And this can be any level you need it, or you don't need it. Totally up to you. But if your head is getting kind of close to the ground, but not quite, you can also take that block and place your forehead onto it for support. If your head gets to the ground, if you're sitting on the block, you probably won't want to go that deep because it's going to pitch you too far forward, and this is going to serve a better balance if you're elevated. Then walk yourself back in, and take the crossing of your legs and put the opposite shin bone in front. This will always feel weird because we never naturally do it. But same goal, feet underneath the knees, center of the shin bones crossed. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, start to walk it forward. Hands here, forehead on the block, just a nice way to get your neck to relax, and shoulders, relax. You don't even have to keep the arms straight. The elbows can give down towards the ground. And if you're on that block, keep some weight in your hips. If you're on the ground, try to root the lower back down into the ground. And then walk your hands back in and remove the block. If you're on your block, let's come off of it and set that off onto the side. And come onto all fours. So you're on your knees, you're on your hands, straight arms, shoulders are stacking directly over your wrist, hips are over your knees. We're gonna do some cat and cow. So drop your navel, lift your heart, inhale, take the gaze forward, and then keeping the arms straight, exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. Inhale, pull forward, and exhale, press and round. Inhale, extend. Exhale and round. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. And then sit back onto your heels. If that's not okay on your knees, take the block and slide it in between your buns and your heels. This will help elevate you and protect the knees. Then interlace the fingers behind your back and squeeze your arms towards straight. If this feels really tight and your shoulders just have been through a lot in this lifetime, anybody? You can take the strap and hold it closer to shoulder width apart, but still draw the shoulder heads back. I'm trying to go for that length. And keep lifting up. If this feels like plenty, awesome. You're gonna breathe here and just open up your chest. This is the area where we collapse, and if we get fatigued or overworked or insecure or stressed out, this happens. So we want to roll back and spread into the heart space. So you can stay here, or you start to pull the hands away from the lower back. This will amplify the stretch in the shoulders. And if you want to go even further, start to lean, and as you lean forward, see if you can continue to get the hands to pick up as you lean towards the mat. And guess what? We've got this other block buddy. You can put that buddy there in front of you and take your head down onto the block, and then do a little shimmy and stretch your knuckles up towards the sky. Couple more breaths here. You're just moving through lots of gunk that accumulates in the chest and the shoulders. And then drop the knuckles, lift the head, and come back up. Remove your props if you have your props, and let's come back onto all fours again. And so this time, you're gonna keep the butt directly over your knees and walk your hands several inches forward. Arms are straight, squeeze your triceps in. Then keep the butt up so it's like you're a little kitty cat and you're waving your tail, and start to melt your chest. So you can just drop it a little bit. And if that feels good, continue to drop it. And you'll feel weight go back into your hips as the chest gets further down. Eventually, that goal is to keep the arms straight and start to let the chest drop down towards the ground. And eventually, the heart and the throat will rest on the ground. One more breath. Good. And then bottom comes back in, hands come back in, and you're back into your all fours position. So now we're gonna work on a little strength building. We did some yummy, stretchy, feel-good stuff, but this is the work that's gonna get you ready to go to more of a level 2 or a 2-3 eventually. So this is all about core strength. So we're on our all fours, kick your right leg back. And notice how it's easy for the belly to kind of pitch out and the butt to stick out. Take your tailbone, drop back towards your heel, draw your front ribs in. And even that, you might start to feel a little shaky. That's good. So if this is the place, you're gonna breathe here, nice straight arms. This is gonna build shoulder strength, core strength, and leg strength. But what I want you to do is take an inhale, and then exhale, bend your knee into your chest, and round your back, try to kiss your knee. And inhale, go long. And exhale, pull it in. Inhale, go long. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale. And exhale. Set it back down, and we'll switch sides. So, straight arm, shoulders over wrist, take the left leg back. And remember, don't pitch and collapse, it's gonna hurt your lower back. Start to draw the ribs in, tailbone back towards your heel, nice strong leg, nice straight arms. Take an inhale, and exhale, pull it all together. Inhale long. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale long. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Pull it in. Good. Stretch it out, child's pose. So drop the butt down towards your heels. Again, if that's too much, remember you have the option to take that block and slide it in here. Whatever height you need to be, drop the forehead down. Good. So take child's pose whenever you need to, you guys. And then we're going to come back up and add on, so we're strengthening through the legs. So come back onto all fours. Shoulders over wrist. This time, you're going to lift a bent knee up off the ground. So thighs parallel to the ground, ribs are still pulling in, okay? And let's flex the foot. And then once you have that, I want you to pull the leg in so the knee points to the ground, and then you're going to lift it open to the side. Good, like a dog, you know. And then point the knee back down and kick it straight up. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, point down. And bring back. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Strong glutes. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And set that down. If you need to, shake it out, stretch out in your child's pose. This will release it to the glutes. So these are the muscles that eventually from down dog, when we step our foot forward to meet our hands, we're starting to build that strength as well. Come back up onto all fours. Let's do the other side. So right knee stays down, shoulders over wrist. Left thigh up, parallel to the ground. Flex the foot. Try to keep some of that core awareness so you don't just sag into it. And then from here, point the knee down towards the ground and open that leg straight out to the side, and then point it back down at the ground. and kick it back up with a bent knee. Drop it down, inhale, exhale out, inhale down, just move on the breath, exhale, kick back. Inhale down, exhale out, inhale down, exhale, kick back, one more time, inhale down, exhale wide, inhale down, exhale, kick back, nice, drop to your knees and shake out the burn. And just remember, as you're building your yoga practice, what is hard today will be easy tomorrow, right? But the only way that these get easier, you do it again and again and again, and it will be worth it, and you'll feel so proud of yourself when you get through the challenging stuff. So come back up onto all fours again. Okay, this time we're going to curl the toes under, and we're going to take a downward facing dog. So push into your hands and lift your hips up and back. Now down dog may look like this, total bent knees. If you're really tight in your hamstrings, I'd like you to keep your knees bent and take your feet all the way to the edges of the mat. And then you push into your arms, and so instead of being forward with my shoulders over my wrist, I pull the shoulder heads back, I squeeze the triceps in, and it feels like someone's holding my hips and they're pulling me backwards, and you're also gonna start to feel release in your upper chest as you do this. And then try straightening your right leg and keep the left knee bent. And when I say straight, just straighter than it was before. Bend the right knee. Try to straighten out the left leg. Bend the left knee. Try to straighten the right. Bend the right. Try to straighten the left. Bend both knees. Keep them bent. Walk the hands back towards your feet. Chunk, heels down. Bend knees. If you need to bend them deeper, do. And just let everything drop. So you're in a ragdoll. Shake out your head a little bit. Right, what are you ready to let go of? Just let it come out. And then reach the arms behind your back and interlace your fingers the weird way so your other thumb goes in front. And then see, can I start to make my arms straighter than they were before? And this might be enough. Maybe they go straight. Maybe use that strap again if your shoulders are feeling really tight. And just wiggle the outer edge of the arm down towards the ground. Maybe starting to make those legs straighter if your hamstrings are okay with that. If they're not, go back into the bend. Drop your arms all the way down. Keep the little bend in your knees, and then one vertebra at a time. Start to roll all the way up to stand. And sometimes you get a little head rush, so enjoy that. It's kind of exciting. And let's go up to the front of the mat. So another common sequence is done in a flow class that you'll see in a lot of level 2s and 2-3s is something called a sun salutation. So we're going to break that down and just the strength and the flexibility that's needed to do that. So here at the front of the mat, this is mountain pose. And this is just standing tall like a mountain. And then I want you to sweep your arms wide on an inhale and look up. Just take them shoulder width apart right now. So shoulders drop into the sockets, but the pinky edge of your arm reaches nice and tall. You're lifting up through your heart, but the base of the neck is relaxed. And then spin the palms out. Exhale, begin to fold. And let's see, maybe hands come to the shins. If the hands can come to the ground, awesome. If that's not happening at all, you're going to take your 2 blocks and keep your hands on the blocks when you go into your forward fold. And just breathe. Let the head drop down. We're going to take a few breaths here, just getting into the hamstrings. And take your quads and engage them. So it feels like you're lifting your kneecaps up. This is going to protect your hamstrings while you're here. Now inhale, push down into the ground, your legs or the blocks look forward, and exhale, fold again. Do that again. Inhale, push down, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, fold. And then this time, arms go wide, stand up. Inhale, look up, arms go up shoulder width apart, and exhale. Arms release. So it's called a half sun salute. So we're going to do a couple more of those. Inhale, open it up. And then this time, I want you to interlace the fingers, all except for the thumb and the index. Take your tailbone, drop it down, and do just a little arch in your chest. Just a touch. And keep your gaze forward. Don't even put your neck into it. Tailbone goes down so your abs are engaged. Reach the index fingers back. Maybe start to feel a little release in the chest. And then release the hands, go wide. Come down, hands to the shin bones or to the blocks. Or take the hands to your fingertips to the ground. Inhale, look forward. And fold, exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time, keep the right foot where it is. Take that left foot all the way to the back of the mat and drop the knee down onto the ground. So now we're in a low lunge. And make sure that your front foot and your back knee are hip width apart, and release your toes so the toenails go flat onto the back mat. Take your hands, interlace them, put them on your front thigh. Push down into your thigh so your torso starts to come up. Take your right hip, swing it back so you start to swing your hips. And if this feels good and stable, you're gonna park it and stay here. Or maybe start to reach the arms up, shoulders down into the sockets, lifting the gaze up to challenge balance. If that gives you a sense of vertigo or anything like that, just keep your gaze forward as we start to challenge the balance more. And then bring the hands back down onto the ground, curl the back toes under, lift that leg up, and then step the left foot forward to meet the right. Feet come together, inhale, and exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward, keep the left foot where it is. Let's take the right leg back, drop the knee down onto the ground, and then interlace the fingers, put them onto your left thigh. So don't lean your belly onto your thigh, push down, and reach up, shoulders roll back. Left hip firms in. Soft, steady gaze. Stay here or add the arms so that pulls me away from my front leg even more, trying to get almost straight up and down from the pelvis to the head. Stretching up through the length of your arms. And then bring the hands back down onto the ground, curl the back toes under, lift that kneecap up. I'm just gonna do a little whoop, hop forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, fold. Let's go wide and stand up. Inhale, arms go wide, look up, and exhale. Arms release. Now we're gonna add more strength. Inhale, open the arms wide. Exhale, fold, hands to the shins, block or ground. Inhale, look forward, and take that left foot, step it back, drop the knee down onto the ground. Put your hands flat. Take the right foot back so the right knee matches your left knee. And then walk your hands forward, walk the knees back just a little bit so you can cross your ankles and shoulders are directly over your wrists. So this is gonna be a modified plank. And if we're not aware in our core, this is what happens. So let's have a little bit of core awareness, and can you take the belly and just kind of, come on, belly, come back in, come back in, come back in, boom, that's where we want to be. So we start to get this nice straight spine, gaze is forward, and if you just hold here for a while, it's not easy. So I'm not directly on my kneecaps. If I do that, I start to pitch my butt out, I'm rolling forward towards my quads, and I keep the gaze in front of me, ankles crossed, take a big inhale. Bend the elbows halfway, but keep them tight so they're touching your ribs. And then try this, push back up, inhale. 4 more times. Exhale, bend. Inhale, push back up. Good, you got this. Exhale. Inhale, push back up. Exhale. Inhale, push back up. Last one. Exhale. And go down. Undo the feet. Okay, slide your hands back just a little bit. Elbows stay in nice and tight. Inhale, lift your chest up just a pinch. Don't let the shoulders bang into your ears. This is a problem that a lot of people confront. Draw it back, elbows in, and the lift comes from the heart. Toes, smack them down. Push them down into the ground to help you lift up. And then push into your hands, lift your hips up, pull back like you're going to a child's pose. Curl your toes under, then straighten your legs, and you're back into your down dog. So down dog, again, you can be bent knees, straight arms. If it's okay, try to straighten your legs. If not, that's the goal, and you're just gonna keep taking this class until the legs start to go straight. All good. Look forward, and then just start to walk your feet towards your hands. And you'll get to a point where you gotta bend your knees. Maybe it's around here, maybe put your hands onto the blocks. And then inhale, exhale, fold, and reach wide. Inhale, and exhale. Release, okay? So we're gonna put all that together without the repetition of the chaturanga, that's the push-up. So front of the mat, inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, gaze forward, step the right leg back, drop the knee down. Step the left leg back, drop the knee down. Bring the shoulders over your wrists, let the hips drop so you're in one straight line. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, chaturanga, bend your elbows halfway. Put everything down, undo the legs, cobra. Lift your chest, roll the shoulders back, elbows in. Pull your hips back like you're going to a child's pose. Curl your toes under. Start to work towards straight legs or whatever is available to you for your downward facing dog. Try 5 breaths and breathe. 4, 3, 2. Look forward, start to walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Lift the arms, inhale. And exhale. Good, okay? So that's the beginning of our sun salute practice. And you may need to mop off a little bit if this is new to you. But we're gonna eventually start to do these at a more rapid pace. So keep working this until this feels really strong. So let's challenge our balance for a second. So I want you to look at one point, several feet in front of you on the ground, put your hands on your hips. Bend your right knee. And firm your left hip in so it doesn't sashay out to the side. And just see if you can pick the foot up. Just hover above the ground, okay? And notice their fluctuations. You'll feel how your left foot is kind of dancing into the ground and trying to grab at different areas. So you're pressing down underneath all 4 corners of the foot. And then, can you pick that leg up a little bit more? Maybe your thigh starts to get parallel to the ground. And then open the knee a little bit to the right. Maybe take your right hand, grab the ankle from the inside, and see if you can pull the foot up to your inner thigh. Just try to get it above the knee. You don't want to be pushing right into the inside of the knee joint. If that's all you can get, you're going to just keep the hover. Firm the hip in. See if you can take your gaze higher. You can keep holding on if you want to challenge balance. One hand to your heart. Second hand to your heart. And this is the other thing about yoga that you'll learn as you start to do more. You fall down. Everybody falls down. And the goal is, can I have a good attitude when I fall down? And can I get back up? So can we be less reactive? Left hand to your hip. Right hand to the ankle if you're holding it. Release. And set it down. Hands to the hips. Find that one point to gaze at. Bend your left knee, but don't let the right hip pop out. Firm that in. Okay, and just pick it up right above the ground. And notice the foot dance on the right foot. And this is what happens in balance poses. We always have this little dance, this wavering going on. Try to pick the left leg up higher. So you're bending the knee more, starting to work that thigh parallel to the ground. And then a slight rotation, so knee goes out. Okay, and you can keep holding here. This is going to strengthen your glutes. This is going to strengthen your balance. Or reach the left hand to the inside of your leg, grab the ankle, and bring that foot above your right knee to the inside of your thigh. You can hold here. And just keep breathing, activating your standing leg, finding that one point to gaze at to help you. Or, let's try it. Hands to the heart. Another thing yoga teaches us, really good sense of humor. Really good sense of humor. It rarely goes the way we expect it to. So be open to that, because there's something awesome to learn in every single moment of our life, whether it's beautiful or decrepit. There's something to gain. Good. Right hand to the hip. Left hand to your ankle. Release the foot. Square it off. And place it back down onto the ground. Grab your 2 blocks. Okay. You're going to take your 2 blocks the tall way, shoulder width apart on the ground. Okay? And we're going to do one more kind of opening balance act here. So hands on your hips, keep your gaze slightly forward on the ground. And you're going to take your right ankle and cross it above your left knee. So the foot's hanging out to the outside of the leg, rotating the knee back. Okay? And once you have that, firm your left hip in and sink your hips down. And imagine that there's actually a seat behind you that you're trying to sit down onto. You've got the hands here, but I want you to do today, lean forward and see if you can get the hands to the blocks. If that's too far away, you're just going to do a little bend in the standing leg and hold onto your hips and breathe here. Now, when your hands are on the block, don't lean into the block because then you're taking it out of the hip opener. Keep your hips pulling back. Can you sink down just a little bit more? A little bit more. And the right knee keeps descending to the ground. You might start to quake a little bit, getting that nice warmth in the glutes. This is also strengthening while releasing, while aiding in flexibility, which is the goal of all the yoga postures. Now, here's the core strength. Take one hand to your heart. Take the second hand to your heart. Hold. Start to bring your torso back up, knee is still bent, hold. Straighten your standing leg and release. Good, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then let's do the second side. Standing on the right foot, take that left foot, you can grab it if you need to, kind of help adjust it. So it goes above your right knee, foot's hanging to the outside of the leg. Firm your right hip in, start to bend your right knee. Weight stays in the right heel. Sit back like there's actually something to sit onto. And if it's available, lean forward, put your hands the tall way onto the blocks. Keep squeezing the right hip in, it really likes to sway out to the side. And then don't lean forward like you wanna do an arm balance on this. Lean the weight into your heel and let your hips go back. Shoulders, relax back. And just breathe. We're almost there. Just every little moment of shaking, it's you getting disciplined and you getting stronger, which is awesome. A couple more breaths. Maybe bend deeper. We'll bring it back to the core, one hand to the heart. Second hand to the heart. Now nice and slow, you're not out yet. Keep the knee bent, bring the torso up. Straighten the standing leg, awesome. And set it down. And then shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, sit down. Yay. All right, have your blocks handy just in case you want to use them again. And let's come into a V shape in the legs. So same thing, if it's really uncomfortable to sit here, prop yourself up onto your block. But you're not trying to go into a wide straddle split, just open your legs to a V. And focus on kneecaps pointing up, toes pointing up. And first things first, can you sit nice and tall? And if that goes well, and you might want to have the blocks in the neighborhood, you can take them in front of you and see if you can break your hands onto your blocks so you're leaning forward, just a pinch. And if that goes well, and you're on hardwood floor, what do they slide? And slide your blocks forward a little bit. The goal, I mean, eventually full pose, yeah, the belly will go down on the ground, but it's not gonna make you a better person. So the goal here, sensation. Releasing the hips, releasing the hip flexors, releasing the inner thighs. This is the area where most of us are really tight, but try not to roll forward into it like this, keeping the legs really strong as you're here. Slide forward a little bit more. And then just take 5 more breaths. And can these breaths be so content? So content. I'm exactly where I need to be right now. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I worked on my flexibility today. I worked on my strength. I worked on being intelligent in my movements. And I'm gonna try again really soon. That's my goal. So if you have those blocks or you're on your hands, just slide it back in one at a time. Take the blocks off of the mat. Take the hands behind your knees, bend them. Bring the left leg in so the heel goes right in front of the groin. Poop up through that right one. Bring that heel in front of the left. So now we're in a wider seated position. Again, you can be propped up on a block. And then sit tall. So this is basically how we started class, slightly different shape in our legs. And here, instead of a traditional shavasana when we lie on our back, let's just sit for a second. So close your eyes. Notice your breath again. And I would like you to just set an intention for yourself, or a dedication rather. I dedicate this practice to me and all the efforts to build strength, to build flexibility, knowing that I have everything that it takes to take this yoga practice to whatever level I want it to be. Whether this practice is serving me to take care of my physical body, or whether this practice is serving me to take care of stress, to calm me down, to give me perspective. This was perfect. And I acknowledge the discipline within myself, the drive to take the time out of my day and practice. So leave this knowing it was success. It was exactly what you needed, and you're getting that much closer to finding balance in your life. So join the hands together in front of your heart. This is just an acknowledgement of your efforts. And then lift your gaze up, open up your eyes. Namaste.